What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Motorhead YouTube channel. In today's episode, we're actually going to work on swapping our M3 suspension over. So we need to get our freshly painted subframe, put it on, and go from there. All right, so we got our subframe on, we got our engine mounted. We are actually waiting for bolts for our transmission pan. My dad actually went to go get some. So for now, we're actually going to start taking apart this E36 M3 suspension. We need to basically just take off the wheels, everything heavy, that way it'll be light and easy to put up in there. We also have to remove this subframe and this steering rack. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I got this M3 suspension down to what we just need. And I also brought the E30 suspension over here. So now I need to start taking apart this shock and grafting this onto the top of those shocks. Alright guys, so we went ahead and swapped over the E30 heads and the shocks, and we also went ahead and cleaned them up. That way they'd just be nicer to work with. So let's go ahead and start getting these and putting them onto that car. All right, so we finished our 5-lug conversion. It was actually really simple. All we have to do is change these shock heads. I will be getting coilovers. That is why I didn't adjust the height. As you can see, the E30 one needs to be shortened, but I'm not gonna be doing that. I'll just get a coilover, that'll fix it. And also another issue is it puts the wheel too far back, but there is a new mount you buy. It replaces this control arm bracket right here. And what it does basically is adjusts the caster to work on an E30 and align correctly. So I'm really happy with that. Now I actually want to lift the car up and see how we're going to do the rack and pinion. All right, so we have the E30 on the frame, guys, and check that out. That subframe's looking amazing. So is this E36 M3 suspension. And we decided that we're most likely going to go with the M3 rack and pinion. And we took it off of this subframe, and as you can see, that S52 caked it and all. So my brother is currently cleaning it up and getting it nice, because it's a lot better to work with clean parts. That way you're not getting grease all over it. So let's go see the progress on it. we got this power steering rack nice and clean, and we did a little test fitment with it, and we noticed that no matter how we put it back on there, it has to go back in its own position where it came from the factory, or at least as close as we can get it, because of the way this angle is, the way the mounts are, and everything kind of butts into this pan right here. A lot of people are telling us to move the motor forward, but we don't want to do that. We like where it sits. It's like right in the firewall, and it looks perfect. So what we are going to do is modify our oil pan. Right here where you see these two tabs is where the power steering rack actually sits. And we're gonna put it right back in there and then make the pan have like a circular cut, like I don't know what you'd call it. A notch. We're gonna notch the pan. And hopefully by dropping these two tabs down and notching that pan, we'll be able to put this original steering rack on it. And I'll show you for reference a little bit right here, look. See, it has to go up in there, but it's not gonna fit. It's not gonna work here because the angle's not right. It's not long enough. It's just, there's no other way to do it besides moving that motor all the way forward. And we're not gonna do that. There's no way we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. A lot of people are saying we can't do it. We're gonna prove them wrong.
All right, let's do it.
Alright guys, so the good thing about having a lot of brothers is you don't need a cherry picker. We got that thing out of there. Now unfortunately we have to modify our painted subframe, but if you can see, the paint did not hold up at all. It was very crappy. So I think once we cut into this and do the final customization, I'll just take it to get it powder coated and just get it done right, because that's obviously not gonna last. And I wanna keep this car, and that is no bueno. So we're gonna have to do it right the second time. So now we can actually start cleaning all this off. That way we can cut and weld to it. So here I've got my tabs that I said I was going to drop. It looks a little different because I'm actually not going to do this opening. I'm just going to leave it one solid piece. So this is going to go in like this right here, and it's going to drop that power steering rack about 3/4 of an inch. And right now I'm going to go ahead and wire wheel all this so I can weld it on. You can see we cut out our space here for it to clear the steering column. And hopefully once we drop this down, it'll fit right in there and we can start working on the pan mock-up. So we got it fitted on here. I've only got it on one set of brackets at the bottom here, as you can see where the bolts are. We had to do some modifying to the section right there where we had earlier reinforced it, so kind of did some work for nothing, but that's okay. You know, that's part of it. And we want to try these wheels right here. We're going to put these wheels on right now and see how it turns, and then maybe set it on the ground and roll it around. It's been a while. Yeah. But we definitely are excited about having steering and it being able to roll on its own wheels. So we're about to get these wheels on it, see how they fit. Okay, so we got this rack and pinion mounted. The wheels are turning left and right. Yuri, you want to go inside and show them? Everything going properly. Now we actually want to get our motor and test fit it. It's looking good. Everything is lining up properly. The wheels are turning. Now all we're going to have to do is build another bracket that goes on top and holds it right here, and then the bolts will go over. It'll be a lot stronger that way. And then we're going to have to box in all of that and finish it up. And then I will be getting that powder coated. Right now we're actually getting these mounts off and we're putting them on our mock-up block, because this is going to be a lot easier to take in and out of the car and make it easier on us, because we will be having to remove it. Got our motor up in there, and we actually saw an issue with our pickup right here from the sump. As you can see, it goes like this, and this is not clearing here. And what we actually discovered, we took this all apart to see, and you can see it's just a tube that goes straight down there, so we can cut it off right here and then TIG our own pickup onto here. But that's going to be for the next episode, guys. Stay tuned, we'll get this all mounted up. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, comment down below, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at motorhead.co. Peace.